Foligno lost the battle there. Good job by the young defenseman Ryan Murphy. He's 21 years of age now, back the other way. A drive here and a save made by Enroth.
That was such an important role.
Myers will a drive here, and Ward with his first attempt of the game tonight. Now back out high, the Sabres going on the attack. Here's Girgensson with a shot, and Ward with Mitchell right in his grill, able to make that stop. And McClement got it out to center ice in front of the Buffalo bench. It's played off a stick and recovered by the Sabres. Lead pass now, and an opportunity for Gionta. A save made by Ward. Ryan Gionta with a good opportunity up to handle it. Back the other way, Gionta met by John Michael Lyles, number 26. Lyles and Gleason, Brian, a defense tandem. Two guys that were traded for each other last year.
Yeah.
As the shot is deflected right in on Ward. Partner Sekera makes a nice move on Stewart. Boy, he's a confident player. Got chopped down, no arm in the air, no whistle coming. And all of a sudden, Stewart, along with Foligno, a 2-on-1, sends it across. Foligno, he scores!
Penalty called as well too. In the middle of the ice, number 4 in red. And this is about as long as I've seen any 2-on-1 in the National Hockey League. A lot of time there because all 3 forwards for Carolina were well up on the play as well. Look at Stewart, has so much time and room for Foligno. Makes a really good pass to Foligno. Foligno had an immediate open net. I thought he had waited too long. He made a little bit of a move, but obviously still was able to score though, and Enroth was able to catch it.
Ball put it right to the crease, covered up now by Enroth as Tulowitzki and Rask were right in the vicinity. That was knocked away by Nash with a stick, and now Stafford recovers for Buffalo. Back to Myers. Stafford with a shot. Save made by Ward, and he got it all the way out to center ice with that. Hassan trying to dig it out of there, and he does. Gets it back now for Georges. Watch the line. Hammers a shot, and Ward will save. Ristolainen with it now. Stafford had it slapped off his stick. Molson jumps quickly to get back on the puck. Sabres send it around right side. Here's Tyler Myers with it. Hands it off for Ennis with a shot that was knocked out in front. And Tulowitzki breaking back shorthanded the other way. Yuri Tulowitzki cuts to the middle, gets the shot away, and a left toe save by Enroth. Much better compete by the Buffalo Sabres so far, Brian. No question about that.
No doubt.
Lead pass. Here's Gerby. He gets behind for the chance. And Enroth with a save. As Tyler Myers with that long reach. The two guys we talked about right at the very top of the show. The two extremes in terms of height in the National Hockey League. As Gionta with a shot redirected and a save made by Ward. Able to sweep it all the way to the far boards. And that sends Nathan Gerby scooting back the other way. Enroth played it up the boards. Fire right back down and rebound. Score! Riley Nash with the goal, and Carolina 30 seconds into the second period has tied the game.
And Carolina that's able to capitalize on it after giving something up. They come down with great speed here, and they just get the puck in deep and then turn it over and get it to the front of the net. Rebound control was an issue there for Enroth as it goes off of him and right out to Riley Nash. He's not covered closely enough by Weber. Nash's timing is just perfect.
As Tulowitzki now hands it off. Lindholm, and that was deflected wide of the net. Now the Hurricanes again, but it deflects out to the high slot. Molson directed toward Cam Ward now with Weber pinched up, but Patrick Brown fails to get it by the stick of Brian Gionta. Hands it off for one-timer. Score! Mitchell!
As Gionta turning the puck order over, Brown coming out of the zone. You have to know who you're out against. He made a dangerous pass into the middle of the ice against an experienced guy like Gionta, who came across, took the ice away, makes a nice play down into the corner, and Cam Ward looked like he was still in the process of sliding. We'll get a better look here. It just plain beats him.
Big. Trying to get it ahead to McCormick. It's chipped back the other way. And picked up now by Nash. Closing up with a wrist shot on a save made by Enroth. And now Myers plays it all on the far side. And Michael Lyles back to get it. Look out there as a steal. Again, it's Gionta. Brian Gionta. Backhand shot. Ward stayed with that. Lindholm knocks it free. Here's Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki looks. He knows he has somebody coming. A shot. Here's save made by Enroth. That was was Harrison that jumped up into the play, and now Giunta. Sabres failed to clear. Far side one-timer coming. That was 7. He got all of that one.
It hit Weber, though, because I don't think Enroth was in good position, but Weber made the block, and some tired penalty killers out there get off the ice.
McCormick hands it off for a shot on the angle. Ward the save, gave up a rebound, but McCormick could not settle it down.
Which also had some tired guys on their power play. They used that time to make some changes, so McCormick had a little room to work with down there.
Toulouse got a deep Ruotsalainen. Couldn't clear the zone. Back in front. It skips off the pad of Enroth, and he covers up just in zone. Again, Andre Sekera injured in the first period. Will not return. Upper body injury. He went hard into the end boards, trying to get back and defend on that first Buffalo goal. Here is Ennis now hands it off. One-timer sent just wide on the stick side.
Oh, that was a big save by Cam Ward.
But as well as it started in the so-called new NHL for these two franchises, been tough to sustain as Gerby now, a former Sabre, with a shot that's off the right pad of Enroth. The change. And this period, Brian, will be the test for Buffalo, won't it, based on what's happened so far?
Yeah, all the shots and the goals that they've given up, especially in the last 2 games.
Rask is tested there, and that just looked like it caught the top of his pad. Some of these young guys coming up from Charlotte getting an opportunity to play in the National Hockey League is back the other way. Foligno scores! Just inside the post on the stick side. Foligno's second goal of the game. And it's a 2-goal Buffalo lead.
Buffalo doing a terrific job of getting the puck, turning it over in the neutral zone, and look how quickly that strike happens. Hodgson just takes the line. Foligno is smart enough to make sure the timing is good. Gets the pass from Hodgson, and there's enough of a seam there. Carolina defense had backed in too far. There's a little ornery, and then going through California is never any fun.
Walk with a shot, change direction, rebound, chance, and what did that hit?
That was blocked by the defense in front. Good job by Benoit.
Now Gerby. Sends it into the Buffalo zone. Gergensen sends it behind the net, taken away by Carolina. Quick center pass, a shot here by Gerby, was deflected away by Enroth. Ennis for Buffalo wins it away from Nash to Carolina, but Carolina gets it back. Score! Right back to the front of the net. And Chris Terry, number 25, will get the goal. His second of the season, just third in the National Hockey League. And Carolina back within 1.
Right off the face-off, Carolina has built momentum because they spent so much time in the zone. And Mike Weber, this one is a lot of it's on him because of that mental mistake. And he's late to get to Chris Terry in front of the net as well. He's headed towards the back of the net for support in the corner where he thinks the play is going. By the time he reacts, well done by Carolina to win.
He was drafted by the Canes back in 07. Now Boychuk hands it off. McClement, oh, good stop there by Enroth. Recovered by Benoit, tries to clear. Hit off his teammate Gergensen, now out of the line straight away. A chance here, Enroth the save on Riley Nash. There with the little bit of time on the power play as it goes off the glove of Enroth. Now out in front, they score! They're indicating now the referee is saying no. Well, they'll have to look at that again. The couple of the Carolina players.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. The fans don't need the referee to speak. They just saw it on the Jumbotron.
The clock is being reset to 1:48. We have a good goal on the ice.
Lindholm. Belushi able to get it out in front of that Carolina bench. Now it comes across. And Ruotsalainen drives it into the glove of Ward, and he'll have to hold on to it. Price picked up by Gergensen. He'll just dump it in. And that is going to do it for this third period. Picked up by Gergensen. He circles back.
Buffalo had 2 shots in the third period. Outshot 11-2. Now they got to try and step on the gas and get something going.
Broken up by Torrey Mitchell, who has one of the 3 Buffalo goals. Foligno has the other 2. Benoit, stretch pass, Giunta. Giunta wrist shot, and Ward the save. He will hold it there.
At the same time by Brian Giunta.
Sabres control the draw. Puck in the feet of Myers. Recovers to get it to George's first shot. Fought off by Ward. Sent
1 minute remaining in the overtime period.
Last Less than a minute remaining in the overtime. Murphy across the line. It's the shot away, deflected to the corner by Enroth. Myers center ice. And this overtime period is going to come to an end without a goal, and so we are headed to the shootout to give Buffalo the lead in the shootout. 13 for 27 in his career. Nice move, score! Third career shootout attempt. He has scored on his previous two. In on Enroth to the backhand, and did it go across the line? The officials are looking, and the one official is saying it's in. Pretty effective with shootout numbers in his career. For the win, saved by Ward. Lindholm trying to give Carolina the lead in the shootout. Save made by Enroth, and he gives a little emphatic celebration there. Percent efficiency in his career. The captain for Buffalo with a chance to win it. Oh, what a stop there by Ward. Great move by Gianta, and Ward had the answer to win this game in the 8th round of the shootout. Right up the middle to the backhand, he scores!
One decisive move, well done there by Girgensons.